So today is your pop culture hot topics in the middle of your day. Hot topics with Cat Nat Just Hands.
Hot topics in the middle.
We just released last week Luann
next week. This week.
It's going to go this week. So this Thursday. So tomorrow, Luann. I always thought it was Decepts.
She also said Beyonce.
Oh, she definitely said Beyonce different than we said.
Yeah.
Some people went to Beyonce and they liked my show better. She's so fabulous, guys. Oh my goch, we have to go see her show. She has her great show coming to Canada, and we're going on Valentine's Day to see her. And like that's a great thing to book things around.
Okay, great.
Yeah, it's great.
Screw the kids on Valentine's Day.
So I heard yesterday that your daughter said that there is a rumor that Travis and Taylor are engaged. Not true.
That's what Max said. Where there's smoke, there's fire.
Where there's fire, there's smoke. Yeah. Have you heard anything about that?
No, I heard that there was a leak, though. They were getting jerseys made that said Travis Kelce.
Because they were going to...
Kelsey Swift.
Yes. To go to the basketball game.
But same name on the same jersey.
Kelsey Swift. Swift Kelsey. Those sound good. I think it's a little too fast for them. Unless they've been in a secret relationship for a year.
Who cares?
I know. Hollywood gets married.
You know what? You can get married and divorced.
I know, but I just think we need a little more time because Jason Kelsey's wife follows us on TikTok. So as soon as I saw that, and she doesn't follow very many people, we need to start we need to develop that relationship so we can start planning for our invitation to the wedding.
I like that for you.
So we need just a little bit of time to marinate that.
Okay.
And then we need to start shopping for a dress.
That's pop culture right there, that she follows us.
I'd say
I wonder for how long.
I know.
And how did she find us? And what has she seen of us?
No, I mean, I guess she likes what she sees.
I hope so.
I know.
I mean, I like what I see.
And I'd like to, I'd like to be her guest at the wedding. Of course. Her. I'd like to be with her, of all people.
Oh, yeah. I don't even need to go to wedding. I just need to go party with her.
Oh.
I wonder if she does.
Oh, we won't go to the ceremony. We'll go to the reception.
No, I'm like, I don't even need to go to that. I just need to go party with her. Like, I'll just go to a bar. Like, I want to go to, a pub.
Okay, I'd like to go to the wedding.
Oh, wow.
And then I'll go to a pub with her after.
Okay.
And we can all just wear tracksuits.
Oh, okay. Perfect.
And we can just put the kids in a pen.
Okay, so
we'll leave them with Jason. He doesn't want to come.
I have. Oh, he's brother get married. 1000%.
No, the bars after.
Oh no, he wants to go home. He's tired. He's always tired.
He's an athlete.
Okay. So, guys, let's just talk about this for a minute. I, for the first time, watched the Harry, I do this a lot, Harry and Meghan special, okay?
We know we're a little behind on this, but some people have not seen it. Believe it or not.
And I watched it on the plane. I was thoroughly not entertained. I was thoroughly intrigued by this conversation because it's so much about how, this is what's so messed up I was thinking about last night.
What?
How the public, they need the public. Mm-hmm. The royals need the public.
Mm-hmm. I don't think a lot of people really understand how the royal thing works. Especially, it's very tricky for Americans because in Canada, it's like the royals are so we're so involved in the royals because they are our monarchy.
I don't think anymore.
We broke up with them.
I don't know.
Well, if we did, it was very recently. So a lot of Americans don't understand why these royalty have any influence over us Canadians.
So it's so complicated, but they are experts in the media. Basically, their job is the media, and they have in-house media, and they have 2 media sectors within the castle, and then each royal has their own office that operates within the castle. So they all have an office, media people, managers. It's all very calculated.
It's also very interesting, the point that people say, why do they have to be in the media? Why do they have to be popular? Why do they have to have money? Because they're very committed to philanthropy. That's not how you say that word. Philanthropy.
Yeah.
And to keep up the presence of wealth.
So if they aren't in the media, they don't get the money, and then they don't get their charities. It's like they're all fighting for charities, and there's a hierarchy of how it should go, and the queen and the king or whoever's in power matters the most, and everyone else is subservient, and you are not supposed to be anything bigger than the 2 who matter the most. And if you are, then you're basically a problem. And
hence Princess Diana.
And I took that from her. They took all of her old interviews. Now,
who? Diana's or Meghan's?
Diana's.
Okay.
I will say remember, this is also their view.
Mhm.
So it's very hard to decipher what's real and what's not. Like, it's everyone's opinion. It's their opinion. And so when they show Princess Diana being like, she says in it, someone says, do you enjoy the spotlight? Like, is there part of you that loves the adoration?
Mhm.
And she's like, no, I don't, because it causes a lot of problems. She was almost too honest, too vulnerable, too authentic for the royals.
Mhm.
Now, Harry was raised as this. He knows exactly how to manipulate what he wants, but then he fights with himself to be something different. You can see it. He's like torn between being them, being that, being them. Then I thought, they are expert media players.
Mhm.
They know exactly what to do.
Mhm.
So I was at the documentary. I was like, you are doing exactly what happens in America. You just flipped the script and did it your way in America. And the UK, because the UK is a different beast. It plays a different game. They want bad stories, good stories. They need everything. Where in America, they tried to sell a fairy tale within a Netflix series.
For sure.
And I was like, you have an insider scoop. You've been living this since you were a little kid.
You're more of a pro than any American could ever be.
And I thought you just did it. You did it with the documentary.
Yeah.
But you kind of screwed yourself by showing what the UK does, because it hit me. I was like, you just did what they all do there.
He did it with his book. He did it with the Oprah interview.
They did it. So now I'm confused because I felt really badly for them.
When you watch something and you think about it after, and
I haven't finished it yet, but I was like this.
How many episodes do I have to see?
There's like 4 or 5. I mean, you have to look. I didn't look at it for judgment. I wasn't like, I didn't want an opinion.
It was curiosity.
Curiosity of how the beast works. Holy shit, guys. It is.
You know what's so crazy? You think to yourself, like, if you grow up in, like, it's sort of like how some celebrity children, they grow up so famous and so rich, and they just choose to just, like, not be a part of it. You'd think to yourself, if you were, like, Harry or Meghan, like, why don't you just move out on your own and, like, turn off the TV and don't read the papers? Like, you think that to yourself, like, why can't they just... Okay, like, who cares what everybody thinks? But it's so in their world that there's no way out. But there's a lot of celebrities like that too. It's like they just they can't walk away.
Sorry, they create it. That's what I've learned. It's actually created.
Because there are places you can go to be anonymous.
Well, like Gwyneth Paltrow's going to do it. Like, if they're not relevant, they're not relevant. You have to make yourself relevant. Because I just saw Tori Spelling in the news again on People Magazine.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, she's everywhere. So here's what people don't know, which is so crazy. And we have a very tiny insider's look into this world, that most of what you see is curated by the team of the person and PR. Very rarely is it just, we stumbled to be, there's places that everyone knows the paps are going to be. I said paps. And they know it. If you go there, you know paparazzi's going to take a picture.
I mean, Taylor Swift obviously knows what restaurants to go to, and who to walk out with, the positioning of the walking out,
who you're holding hands with. I'm not saying she's calculated. I'm just saying usually there's a reason everybody's doing something.
But that's part of their job.
Exactly.
Right? And some of them, even their negative PR, well, for a lot of them, but is a part of what makes them stay relevant. So even if it's negative, it's better than nothing.
It's better than nothing. So I was like racking my brain. Why would they want to be in the spotlight? Okay, because they don't need the money. Harry and Meghan. I'm like, why would they want to be in the spotlight? Like, I just kept like being like,
well, when I asked you that yesterday, and I mean, you're like, rationale you could think of is that change the narrative for their children.
So that could be done and they could leave it. But they keep coming back.
Keep coming back, yeah.
So I'm like, what is the addiction to the spotlight?
Yeah.
And we had a conversation with Hassan in one of the cities we were in, and I'm like, no part of us is craving to be famous. We're not like, we need to be in the spotlight. Oh, we want to be on this. There's no part of me that would want that life. Not even.
It's like, it's embarrassing.
I would hate it. I would hate it. And he's like, well, what's the difference between what you do and what they do? And I'm like, because We're doing it. I don't know. This is just my opinion. Maybe all you're like, yeah, you're star fuckers of yourself. I don't know. I was like, you and I just want a job.
Mm-hmm.
And we do this
and this isn't the job that we seeked out. It's the job that came to us.
Kind of. And we like it. We love our
And he's
jobs.
like, but you could go make money elsewhere. And I was like, that's cute. Yeah. What would I do?
And
Like at this point, what would I do that gives me the schedule that I like, that gives me the flexibility, that makes me, because we're so used to not going into an office every day. And the majority of jobs really are having to do like work for a boss and do that. So I like that he says we could go make money, but if you gave me an alternative where there was really no ceiling to the money you could make and you could work with your best friend and you could be your own boss and you're going to have fun doing it, and all of your clients that you work with, let's put it into business world, are all of the women that come to our shows or follow us on social media. Those are the only people that you get to work with. I mean, that's a dream.
Yeah, it's a dream job.
Find me another job like that, and I would, and you never have to see my face.
Yeah.
I would definitely try that.
And we definitely have been offered a million TV shows. And we've definitely said no because it involved our children.
Mm.
They've been like, you can have it with your kids. And we're like, no, thank you. But if our goal was to be famous, we would have convinced ourselves and our children this was a really good idea.
Mm.
And it's not a good idea for us personally. We've been offered The Amazing Race a million times, American and Canadian. No, it doesn't fit into our lives right now because we can't leave for 3 months. Like, I think, and that's what people maybe don't see, like, don't know, is like, there's no amount of money you could pay me to go and sell out a family member,
That's what I was just going to say, or do any sort of an expose.
No, I couldn't. No. Or like be like, yeah, give me $3 million and I'll make my kids, like, I'll film them like doing things and nothing. There's nothing. Nothing. So I think that that's the only thing I can think of is people like to be in the spotlight. Like,
I mean, I guess.
Or if you don't have a choice, maybe you're going to do it like your way. Like if you're going to be in the spotlight, because they're going to be in the spotlight. They will always be of interest. Those two will always be of interest.
I mean, I guess, but I think in America, or if they move to Canada, I think it would wear off. Like there was a rumor that they're going to move to Toronto, and a lot of people said that would be a really good sort of place for them to live because we're not like, we wouldn't really care. We really care. They'd probably just end up being friends with a group of people that you would assume they would be in Toronto. And it would sort of, once you saw them enough, because, you know, Toronto's smaller and because Megan did live in Toronto, you just kind of get used to it. And there's not a lot of paparazzi here. You can be very private.
Like the people you have to worry about are the TikTokers and the younger kids. Like if you're a famous TikToker, like if you have a big following, those are the rabid fans. But like for them, their fans are kind of older.
And I'm not going to lie. I don't think in a lineup, if my kids could pick out, like, what's the name of Meghan and Harry?
Oh, no. I
don't think they know who they are.
No. They could, if you said like princess for sure, but like maybe, but no, they wouldn't be like, oh, that one.
Like
no.
If I give 5 pictures of 5 people that kind of look like Meghan, I'm not sure they would know which one it was.
And as on him, Natalie told me that like a lot of people go to the school they went to.
Yeah. That the princess went to. Like some Canadians went to the same,
it's not that prestigious. So I thought it was so prestigious. Not.
So yeah, Toronto would have been a good place for them.
Not very nice though. Not very warm.
No, not warm. LA is a great choice for them.
She grew up in LA.
Yeah.
She's born and raised in LA. So like she didn't move to LA I feel bad for her because they actually are really, from what I can tell, good people prior. Like they're good people. Like she's a great activist. She's doing amazing things for the community. And
I don't know her yet. I have to watch that. I know him. I like him.
I mean, from a very young age, she was a huge activist, pushed the envelope, always like giving back. Like you can't take that from her. Like a girl's girl. Like
it's kind of funny. As a young person, all of that stuff led her to be an actress.
You think she never really, and everyone said that. She's like, it was by way, it's like kind of where she fit in.
Okay.
And then she was always, the minute acting ended, she would go and live somewhere else and be an activist.
Oh, okay.
So it sort of gave her the means to go and be an activist.
So she wasn't, I want to be an actress when I grow up.
No, her dad was in production and she lived on, actually married with children for a very long time.
Wow.
So it was kind of in her, she loved acting like in the plays and stuff. But
can she sing?
She didn't say so.
Okay.
But her mom was black and her dad was white and she never really fit in. Like she wasn't one or the other. Like
how long were they married?
until she was 5.
Okay.
And she had a very good relationship with her dad until the royals.
That's crazy. That's crazy to think. You know what? That's crazy to think is that we all have our family. And if something were to happen, you would be like, oh, they would never sell me out, or they'd never do something for money, or they'd never do all that. Like, that was her own dad who turned on her.
And they were.
Is there any side of the story to him that it can explain anything?
I mean, they have
receipts.
They have actual.
How did he lose his mind so hard?
Some of the people in Hollywood came forward and said, this newspaper offered me £70,000 to say I slept with her. And I didn't. Like, so they were just apparently, this was like 6 years ago too. Apparently
they asked people in Toronto too.
Were like relentless. Like, apparently they are ruthless. That's the word, ruthless. And he sued them to change, like, Harry took a stand finally, and that was also controversial because it's also the hand that feeds him. Mm-hmm. So he was like, this is enough. Like, just what you're doing to my wife, it's enough. And
how does he, royal expert.
Yeah, I have not finished yet. And if my facts are wrong, because I know there's hardcore royals, you can correct me.
Listen, every two friends that sit down and talk about
have an opinion
and do not have their facts straight.
No.
They continue the conversation.
Exactly.
How did Harry, because I know that their house is like so many millions of dollars and they have so much money. If he was cut off by the royals, and she was an actress, but we know where she lived in Toronto before she met him. You know, she's a super successful actress. Where does all that money come from?
His mom.
Inheritance. Right.
Mom.
So she would have inherited a certain amount of money, half of whatever, and then she left it to her boys.
Yeah.
So they have it.
And he has an office. He worked from when he was,
right. He worked and he probably had no expenses.
They have no expenses.
Right.
They pay nothing.
Right.
So he was given, and then that's when they were like, we pay all of our own bills now. Like, we're taking nothing. They had to separate so people couldn't come at them for like eating literally an avocado. So there she was getting, the synopsis they gave was she became too likable, and you saw it everywhere. They went to Australia after they were married and she was pregnant, and it was like they were the Beatles. Like, and she was on every cover, and there would be a family event and she'd be like 4 rows back in like black, like a muted color, and everyone else would be in color. They'd find her and put her on the cover. So she's like, I didn't even fucking do anything. Like, I'm doing nothing. I'm sitting there. I'm not even talking. And it's like, they were like, everybody wanted her. And then it became like, we're done. And Kate, that's the follow between Kate and William. Apparently is that when they were very young, they saw what happened to their dad and their mom, and they called the office. The office did that to their mom, and their dad let it happen. And they made a pact. We will never do this to our lives. When they were younger, and then they grew up, and it happened. And he said, basically, William let it happen. He
wanted his brother to stand beside him and help him out.
He wanted them to be like, don't do this to our wife. Like, don't do this. Yeah. Stop it. And they didn't. And they let that continue to his life. So he could look better for his life. And he was like, that's not what we fucking do. And that was,
I want to go live in the kingdom. I want to live in the kingdom for like 3 months. Like, can I get anything I want?
No.
But can I have as much tequila as I want?
No. Everyone says it's very terrible. You can't even send a text message.
Can I get a crumble cookie if I want?
Probably, but not in the UK because I don't think they have them. We could probably get a better cookie. They said you can't even...
Where do I get a bikini wax?
Probably the queen. Oh, she's dead.
She gives it... The king will give it to you.
You probably... you can't even I couldn't text you. If I became a princess tomorrow,
you and I would be over.
Well, they would vet you and see if you were safe.
Ooh, not safe.
But like if you were to tell one of your kids, we would never talk again. Like I can't even send you a picture of my garden.
Because if you think about it too, if you went there and you trusted me, but I'm like, she's not good. Even that trusting, even at like if I cared about you, I was like, listen, crazy shit's going on over there, which it would.
He said the best quote I've ever heard in my life is, it doesn't matter if you trust them, you have to worry about who they trust, because everyone else trusts someone else. So you're like, I trust some. And then you're like, oh, I trust that person. And like everyone trusts someone. So it just gets shared. And then you're like, it blows up. So that's what he learned was, I can trust you. You and I can trust each other, but then who are you trusting?
It's like that fairy tale, which I was telling the kids, and it's like, if you have this king had a secret, And then the guy who worked for him, he couldn't keep the secret in. So he traveled to the far, far, far away land, and he had to say the secret out loud. The secret was that the king secretly has no hair. So he dug a hole like miles of days and days away, and he whispered it into the hole. But then each piece of grass whispered to the other, the king of Toga Toga has no hair.
Did you make this up or is it real?
It's real. And
it's not real. Is it a book?
It's a book.
Oh.
It's a children's book.
You and your children's book. Remember you busted out Little Pig on tour?
Was that again?
You were
no, it's not Mr. Pig.
No, you were a Little Pig.
Yeah, I know that book. I read it to the kids.
Yep, you busted that one out too.
But what's the thing that rhymes with it?
No idea. You said it though. I was like, what?
Yeah, I mean, it must have been a Taylor book because I haven't read a kid's book since Taylor. But yeah, and then it got back to the king, and by the time each whisper got louder and louder. I asked if anyone if they've heard this book before, and I was like, no, but I did look it up once, and I did see it was true.
It's true.
It's a good one.
It's not even like a secret. It's like, I trust you.
Mm.
And then you trust your husband. And then he trusts. He's like, oh, that's my best friend. And then their best friend's like, I trust my mom.
Mm.
And then mom's like, I trust my best friend. And it goes and it goes. So that was really eye-opening. I was like, that's so true because everyone trusts someone else.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Even killers.
Yeah, killers have to tell someone. And you know what? They did this thing, this person did this thing once. And they put up posters, and I think it was in like New York City or something. And it's like, if you've ever like murdered someone or done a crime, you can call this number and you can anonymously leave it. And no one will ever know, but you can get it off your chest. Tons of people called in. Yeah. And then one of them, they ended up when they did like the Dateline on it or whatever, and they ended up being able to track it back.
Oh, so they got busted. So that wasn't fair.
One of them. Yeah, that wasn't fair.
They lied.
That was like a confession. Here's a question. In church, I want to know this for real.
They can't say anything.
What if I say...
They don't see them.
I know, but what if I'm like this? Because a lot of times they know the priest because it's their church. So they're like, I'm about to go kill my husband. I had to get it off my chest, and I'm going right now.
I think that they can say something, but they can't. I don't know. I don't know. I know lawyers can't say it. Maybe lawyers can say something too. No lawyers can't say anything.
And doctors can't either.
Unless you're going to hurt yourself or someone else.
So if I tell my psychiatrist that I'm going to murder my husband,
they have to call 911. I think they say that the session too. If you are going to hurt someone or something, you cannot.
Okay.
You can have thoughts of it, but if you say I'm going to go kill someone, they can't be like.
Can you say what if I say I'm going to go punch someone?
This is Canada, by the way. I don't know in America, but in Canada,
I say I'm going to go punch someone.
They'd probably say, that's not a good idea, Natalie. That can get you arrested.
I'm going to have to talk to somebody about this priest thing, this confessional.
These are my confessions. I don't even know if we have that anymore. Yeah.
Confessionals actually do. Because when kids get
communion.
And they're communion. Is that when they're like 13?
Dude, you are asking me.
You know, the one that they do now in junior high.
I don't know.
Not communion. They're having their confirmation.
I don't know.
Confirmation. Their confirmation. Confirmation, you have to go to the priest. And
I want to tell you a really weird story.
Good.
So, this person, and I asked my daughter where they would get it. It's a sad story. It was on People magazine. Their infant was eaten or attacked.
By a coyote?
No, by a wolf hybrid.
You know what? I feel like all city coyotes are wolf hybrids now.
And then I'm like, isn't that my dog? Isn't my dog a wolf hybrid? And my husband looked at me. And then, have you seen a wolf hybrid?
No, but
they are massive.
On Saturday night before Taylor went out, she went out of the house and she saw a coyote and she called inside and said, don't let Tess out, because we live beside a cemetery and there's a, what's a gaggle of coyotes?
It's called a wolf dog.
Mm-hmm. And these coyotes will eat small children. Yeah. Looks like a German Shepherd.
A bigger.
We have these kind of things in our city. They will eat your dogs.
I think that's superimposed because that can't feel real. That feels like Clifford the big red dog. Like, that can't be real, right? Like a wolf. Like, you want a wolf dog?
Well, don't worry about a wolf dog, Cat. You have coyotes in your own city that will kill your small babies.
Not in my house, and I'm not letting a small baby run around.
The person owned it?
Yes.
And they killed their own kid?
Yes.
What the fuck is wrong with those parents?
Well, how do you get one?
Well, exactly.
And then Olivia's like, the black market. I'm like, how do you know the black market?
And why would you want a wolf dog?
It was in Alabama.
Why did they want a wolf dog, an indoor wolf dog?
Dude, I don't know.
Well, those parents, I hope that they're sad, and also arrested.
I don't.
Wolf dog? Why are you getting a wolf dog if you have children? It's like that. Remember that story when the lady had gorillas or monkeys and they attacked and killed her friend?
I don't get it.
There's animals that belong in the wilds, and there's animals that belong in the house.
And then I saw someone in Toronto chasing a kangaroo.
What? Where did the kangaroo come from?
Exactly. Unless everyone's lying to me on the internet, which they probably are.
Well, there's kangaroos at the zoo, right? Maybe he escaped.
I think it was his own kangaroo he had.
Oh, God damn.
I don't know anymore, you guys. I swear to God, the internet is such a confusing place, and sometimes I read it, I'm like, don't need to know this information. That hurts my brain.
This one show, and this guy collected really exotic snakes, and he had tons of them. So does Dwight Howard. But this guy had tons and tons of snakes. Worth millions and millions of dollars. Anyways, they said the snake attacked him, but it was his wife.
Where do they get? Oh, and then she let loose on the snake?
No, she just said the snake attacked him. But there was bullets, so snakes do not know how to hold guns. No.
There was bullets, and Natalie, I don't know.
People are weird, eh?
So, you know what's weird?
Life. People.
About 16 hours ago, look who comes up on People magazine.
What are they saying now?
Meghan Markle and Prince Harry left off guest list for longtime friends' wedding over royal rift report.
You think that Harry and Meghan are like, first of all, we were never going to go to that wedding. We don't care. We're not on the wedding list. Who the fuck cares? Find another headline. Somebody needs to do something because you know what? Travis and Taylor are
engaged.
Yeah,
we don't know that's true though.
It's slowed down. We need something now. Something has to come.
I think that they had to because I said to
I know we need a new story.
Oh, I said to my husband. I said I guess the football player. What's his name again? I said Taylor's boyfriend. I'm like, is Taylor playing tonight? He's like, Taylor's not playing. Because Taylor at the game
Taylor
tonight.
Plays.
And then I said, is he had a bad game. He like dropped the ball and he did a thing. Okay. I'm like, did he always do that? Are we now focused and we're going to blame it on the woman because he's there? Like, is that what we do? We blame Giselle. We blame the women for their bad plays. That's so shitty.
That's exactly what happened in Call Her Daddy. She was dating the baseball player. The baseball player cheated on her. And then they were trying to go to therapy to work it out. And during the time, he wasn't playing well. And everybody blamed her.
The woman.
And they said, get her out. And he packed up her stuff and got out because she was giving bad juju for his heavenly MLB career.
Sorry, if you're playing, it's you. It's not your girlfriend. And if you can't do both, then you're a loser.
Then just be single.
If the world's going to tear down a woman because they're a man on the field is playing badly.
It's like saying Taylor didn't sing a good song. It's Travis's fault.
They'd never say that.
I know.
They would only blame a woman. You know what? If you're playing badly, that's on you, babe.
Mm-hmm.
And
I saw his brother on my TV last night. He must have been playing too.
Yeah, he was.
No.
And Simone Biles was at a game too. And Carrie Underwood does a pre-sun for the NFL. It's just so famous at the NFL. So famous.
So famous.
Can you go date one?
I would love to.
I just want to go for a minute.
I find so many so attractive.
Okay. It's a very famous sport right now. But we don't want to be famous. So that's
we want to go to really fun parties,
yes.
Go on private planes and be rich.
Yeah, I don't even know if I need the private plane. I love going to talk to people on the plane. I like the airport. I like the flight attendants. I
put the flight attendant on our guest list. And I said DM, but I looked up her name and I couldn't find it. But I put her on the guest list. If she comes, that will be a good time.
Yeah, no, I am all about, I love going there.
You know what? Our flight attendant was so great. And
both ways.
What was the first way?
To New York. She was funny. She was dropping things. She was laughing. She was giggling. She was talking to people. She gave us breakfast. She was blonde. She was giggle.
It's vague. But I was hoping that we met that flight attendant and that team, that's the kind of energy we give off. Because she wasn't worried about like the rules. She was funny.
And then we're going through turbulence. Literally, in the plane's like, and she's just sitting, holding on to both sides. She goes,
whoa!
Talking. Like, everyone's supposed to be seated. And literally, you know what I'm talking about? And she was just like,
when we landed, and she was like, whoa!
And you know what happened is the one, by mistake, pulled the wrong thing and the whole plane jolted in New York forward. That was her. Remember when she jammed the brakes on by mistake?
The pilot?
No, it was the flight attendant. She pushed something, and that's why she was laughing her face off. When we landed, she jammed.
She can break the plane.
She did something. Yeah, she was like, because she was laughing. She's like, Sorry.
That's on the way. Guys, it's
It was so
all a blur.
funny. I was like, did you just do that? I saw her talking to the guy. Didn't mean to do that. That was my fault.
That's funny. I like a funny flight attendant.
They were good.
Gotta make the
Great.
best of your job.
The things they see, the famous people they see, the stories they must have. Ooh-wee. We should interview them.
Oh my gosh. If she comes, we should get her on stage and say,
Who's the most famous?
well, also, what's the most outrageous thing that happened? Have you caught anyone during the Mile High Club?
Those bathrooms are way too small for that.
Oh, I have imagined it and it could work.
Happy Wednesday, y'all. See you next week. Hope you have a great day.
Okay. Ciao, ciao.